Hello YouTubers, hello Yam Squad, it's Future Cam here from after the workout, but you've not seen the workout. I just want to say I really enjoyed making this video, or at least filming it. Zoe helped film it. I really enjoyed actually doing this workout, and if you could really do two things to help out the channel, it would be absolutely fantastic. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, can you believe it? And those two things are, if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it, and if you've already subscribed, if you could hit that like button. Both of those things do help the channel out, and again, pushing the Yam Squad worldwide, and it'd be awesome to see how far we can push the Yam Squad. But without any further ado, we're going to get into the workout, so let's get to it. Hello YouTubers, and welcome to another episode. Today we're attempting a workout we did last Friday, the 1 minute on, 1 minute off, times 30, rate 36. Let's see what happens. First things first though, we're in the kitchen, Yam Cave V3, to get the erg right here, so let's get to it. And we've got the erg ready to go. We've got a bag of dog food, bag of rice to keep the erg down, and also, come with me, we're just going to check the feet right here, make sure they're on, because we don't want a debacle like last week or whenever, Monday, when the erg foot fell off. So now we're just going to get moving, get the heart rate monitor on, get ready, have a little bit of a drink as well, a bit of pre-workout to fuel me through this workout, so more of a intro workout there and a pre-workout. But let me know in the comments below what you think about pre-workouts, if you would like me to discuss pre-workouts themselves, because that could be another video for the Yam Squad, but something for future Yam Squad to look forward to. Right now, like I said, heart rate monitor on, warming up, time to get started on this 1 minute on, 1 minute off, times 30, or rate 36. Oh yeah! Okay, so we have warmed up. Basically just some steady paddling with some bursts to get ready for the 1 minute on, 1 minute off, because you don't really want to overdo, because you're only doing 1 minute bursts really, so you don't want to do 2 minutes bursts to prepare for a 1 minute burst. But I've got my splits over here, so hopefully this time I don't get lost mid-workout and just say, oh well, I'm actually 10 in, but in reality I'll be 20 in, or maybe I'll be 5 in, who knows, we'll see. But like I said in the last video, it's not a case of last one, fast one, it's a case of every one is a fast one. Oh yeah! And we've finished 29 intervals of 1 minute on, 1 minute off. We've got 1 to go. And as I said last week, just because I've done 29 doesn't mean this last one's going to be all the beans I've got on the left in the tank. It's not last one, fast one. It's every single one is trying to be fast. In a workout like this, when you do that minute, last portion flat out, what does that tell you about the rest of the workout? Not necessarily that you've not been trying, but it won't make an overall drastic effect to the rest. Now with 7 seconds to go, it's time to get on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, let's go! And there we go, the last interval complete. A PB in that workout by 0.3 splits. I think that's about 30 meters or so. Let's have a find out. So that was 10,000 And 69 meters, the last one that I did at this workout, this interval workout, was 10,036. So, quick maths, 33 meters more. And that was much, much different than the last time I did this workout. And like I said at the very beginning, it's going to be interesting to see. So last time, rate 36 was a struggle to hit. I averaged 34. This one, I averaged 35. But as you can see, there are a lot more 36s in there than last time. Maybe only a couple of 36s in there as I was just struggling to hold on. So rate work, doing its thing, much quicker to adapt to the high rates. So it's not just a slugfest. So continuing the high rate work. Intensity work, again, easy or quick to adapt. So this 1.3 faster, and I felt like I could have went that bit harder, but it's a training block. It's not just a try and see how far I can go in this workout. So yes, maybe I could have hit 10,100 meters, but what does that mean for tomorrow? What does that mean for next week? This is a consistent block of just training through, using a little bit of variation, of course, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation. Using accountability, I actually text Charlie on the 16th, 17th one, said, Charlie, I feel like I can push on in this last 10. Can I do that? He said, no, keeping me honest. Stick to what you've been doing, stick to the average. Don't work it down too much. Just keep on pushing for the whole workout, not just first 20 reasonably easy and then last 10 hard. All 30 at a good, consistent intensity. So went out to try and beat the average of last week, which I managed with a much lower heart rate, I think. Pretty sure, let's see. So I peaked under 180 versus last week it peaked, I think it was close to 190, which that is in itself some physical bodily adaptations, fitness adaptations to both lactic acid dealing with, I know it's very scientific wordings here, dealing with lactic acid, but also that top end, so it's anaerobic threshold, so anaerobic capacity, and then transport as well, so moving the lactic acid around the body. But again, trying to catch my breath, brain's a bit scrambled. But basically, long story short, improvements are happening. And that also is a testament to the base work that I've been doing. Since there's a minute in between, it's not that long, but it is rest to work, equal rest to work. So with the increased aerobic base, in theory, I should be able to recover a little bit better in that minute versus if I didn't have or haven't been working on my aerobic base, if that makes sense. So it's all sort of coming together, and it's not a case of, okay, well now I'm just really fit now. Now I'm fitter than before, stronger, now tomorrow I can do a 2K in PB. That is completely not the case. As always with things like this, it's a case of you work on one thing and maybe another thing takes a hit. So if you, like I said before, if you work on the aerobic base, the anaerobic capacity, the transport, the anaerobic threshold stuff takes a hit, but then if you only work on the anaerobic threshold stuff, it's not really working on the aerobic base. So it's a fine balance, but generally, as I've talked about, the pyramid of training, aerobic base in the bottom, the bigger your base, the higher your peak can be, or at least the easier to sustain, the easier to climb. Imagine, here's another analogy using the pyramid. If your base is very, very small and you've got, say, the same peak as you did before, it's a much steeper pyramid, so it's much harder to climb to get there. But if you've got your much wider base, the pyramid slope, the side, the gradient is much shallower, so it's easier to climb up to the top of that peak. And that's science. I don't actually know if that is actually science, but to me that makes sense. It means that it's easier, may not necessarily be easier to get to the top of that peak, but it's easier to build off of that base. So working on the other zones as well as the top end zones. Not just aerobic and the top end work, but also the middle stuff as well, if you were to work on that. But now, as always after a session, it's time to go fuel up. And speaking of fuel, the pre-workout, intra-workout stuff actually worked quite well. Basically, I've been finding that with workouts longer than half an hour, especially the interval workouts or the workouts where I'm stepping on in pressure throughout, so the 90-minute steadies or the 20k steadies or the 30k steady workouts, not too difficult since the intensity kind of stays the same, but especially when it's high intensity or the intensities are building through, having a little bit of carb drink can really make a difference. So I was just testing out with a pre-workout versus what I was doing before. I had some lemon squash. Lemon is currently my favorite squash, with some sugar and a little bit of salt. But really the combination of those kind of depends on your ability to hold or down that sort of carby, sugary, really mix. But like I said before, just getting a little bit of those carbs in can make a difference. And this, so I used to have a carb drink, but I ran out. This is sort of almost the next best thing, but this also has different things in it, like beta alanine. I think it does have creatine and a little bit of caffeine in. But like I said at the start, if you want to know what I think of pre-workouts, or even just carb drinks in general, let me know in the comments below and I can sort of chat about that, because there are times where pre-workout is positive and there are other times where pre-workout is negative, and there's definitely things you can do instead of taking pre-workout. And also carb drink, like I've said, an alternative to a carb drink, although may not be as specifically formulated for intra-workout workouts. Bit of squash, bit of sugar, bit of salt can be almost just as good. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think of that. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. What day is it today? It's Friday today. We've made it to the end of the week. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow is Saturday. Little bit of a weekly review coming tomorrow. And in these times, remember to stay healthy, stay strong, stay together, Yam Squad, and I will see you tomorrow.